Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? I'm great, thank you. My name is Michelle Mayhew, and I'm the Executive Director and COO of TIFF. And today I'm a programmer, as I am entrusted with the films from both the Netherlands and from Ireland. And today, obviously, it's Netherlands. Yes, you're in the right cinema. And today is also the world premiere of Esther Rots' RETROSPEKT. Yes. To begin, we'd like to acknowledge that this afternoon's event is taking place on the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of New Credit and the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, and the Huron-Wendat. We are grateful to have the opportunity to work in the community every day. Thank you. I want to remind you that this film is eligible for the Girls' People's Choice Award, so don't forget to vote. You can do so at tiff.net/vote. And a big thank you to Rots Filmwork and Column Film for providing us with the film today. And thank you to the iFilm International team for all of their support of me and my selection process and of TIFF every year. Esther's second feature, RETROSPEKT, is really quite a whirlwind. And for me, it was a tour through memory, psyche, and transition, which is a theme that I've been picking up a lot of in the festival selection this year, with an exceptionally strong performance by lead actress Circe Letem. This film grabbed me from the beginning, and it's one of the films that has actually kind of sat with me for the entire summer, and I assured Esther, in a good way. But this is a very powerful story and beautifully told and beautifully rendered, and there will be a Q&A afterwards, so please don't forget to stick around. But for now, please welcome, and this is a multi-hyphenate if ever I've seen one, writer, editor, director, Esther Rots.
Hi, I'm going to keep it very short because we're going to be here for the Q&A, and we'd love to hear and answer all of your questions, which I'm sure will be abundant. I just want to thank you all for coming, and I want to thank the TIFF for inviting us. We've been here a few days now, and so far we love it here, so thank you. Great. Yeah. Hello. I'm a bit scared now.
in the middle.
Esther, do you want to bring some guests up for us?
Dan Goossen, who's the director of sound, and of course...
So we have a little bit of time for a Q&A. I'm going to start with a couple of questions, and then I'll throw it to you guys. So think of what you've got, and we'll get to them in 1 second. But maybe, Esther, if you can start, tell us about where the story came from for you, how it sort of developed in your head.
I think the thing I was most interested in way in the beginning is the unrest I see with the people around me and in myself. I mean, we've got it all, and life is very makeable and very, if we do things wrong, there's no one else to blame but ourselves. And it gives everyone a kind of a unrest, a kind of unfulfilled feeling. And I wondered why, and I think that's where it all started. But that's a long time ago. So it has been evolving ever since.
And writer, director, editor,
Yeah.
I mean, so many roles in this piece. It's incredible, right? Some might see that as a blessing because you have control and a lot, but some might see it as a challenge because it's focused in that way.
Yeah.
How was that for you? Was it a blessing? Was it a challenge?
It's only possible if you've got a few. Sorry, it's my first time after. I'm a bit nervous, but but yeah, if you've got some really good people around you, then it's possible.
Amazing.
Yeah, the cameraman as well, who couldn't be here, unfortunately, but he's been great.
Right. Sergey, what drew you to this script, to this story? Why did you want to make this film in particular? What drew you to this story?
It's a very strong girl, I think. Well, I know what you might think about the character, but I think for an actor, it's a blessing to get this sort of part.
And you've done a lot of film. You're a well-seasoned actor. This was a big deal for you.
Yeah, it was.
Brilliant. And Dan, the sound plays a huge part in this film in so many ways, in ways that you don't expect. Can you talk about that whole process? Was that something that was originally part of Esther's plan? Was this something that you helped bring forth?
Hello. I think yes, Esther and I have always worked closely together. The choreography of balance, which is ultimately Esther's decision, started very early. But as you know, with cinema is a gazumped artwork, and balance. A lot of people see cinema balance in like the Leonardo da Vinci Man, very very symmetrical. But balance in cinema can be more of an Indian kind of yoga thing as well. And looking for that balance is something that's what we do. As a team, yes.
Yeah, I think with this film, we were looking for the one side, which is the social realism and the little problem, the little domestic struggle, and on the other hand, we were looking for this big, almost theatrical.
Absurdity of life.
Like a little, how do you call those angels?
Cherubs looking down.
Yeah.
So it's like these two voices. The soprano Luquette from the DNO in Amsterdam and Bas Kouwenberg.
What for us was very important was to kind of try and make fun of this human struggle.
Which CSA did incredibly well.
So that is why we were looking for those extreme angles.
But it is an odd balance, because if people look at in cinema, you're used to the juxtapositions of maybe a fairy tale and realism, but told in images. And in this instance, it's told the realism is in images, and the fairy tale is very much in sound. So it's quite dislocating, perhaps.
Disturbing.
Disturbing
yeah.
is a good word for it. Yes. In a good way, yes. Do we have questions from the audience? Yes, right over here in the front.
Was it shot in the same sort of, like the out of chronology, or was it shot chronologically as far as like the narrative?
Yeah.
Can you hear the questions at the back? Okay, good. No? The question is about how it was shot. Was it shot chronologically? Was it shot the way where you saw it on screen?
No, it was definitely shot chronologically, which is very important because the whole build-up of the film has to be grounded. It has to have every scene needed to go this way to be able to chop it off in this emotional way, because it's not chopped up in a chronological way in time, but in an emotional way. So the basis had to be like a really sharp line. So we did chronologically. Yeah.
Yes, over here, in the second row. I'll come to you in a sec.
Just going back to what we were talking about sound, specifically the music that you chose. I was wondering if you, at what point in the process, the songs that you picked were very distinct and very noticeable. Did you have that in mind before you even wrote the script? Were you thinking about it throughout the process? Was it all in post? When did you choose?
The question.
Well, basically, we work on a parallel trajectory. So Esther and I are using the same material. It's developed over the same period of time, but we use it in different ways. And with everything with film, you're using your autobiography, your fantasy, and your research in different amounts. Dan
already does music whilst we are recording, which means that I'm influenced by his music whilst recording, which is an amazingly
flexible.
Yeah, because
a lot goes in the bin.
Yeah, but from the image as well.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
But because you've got it, and with editing, to start the editing with the music, some of it we made after the editing, but some of it was done before or during, yeah, you get the full picture. It's the same as looking at Sierse like this or through the camera of Leonard, the cameraman. It's totally different experience, and same with
there's a bleakness and a decadence, and a lot of the editing as well, chopping it up. There's a lot of contrasts. It's very abrupt.
Yeah, and with this film, especially because we were looking for the middle. So
yeah, going for the center always at every stage. And we generally, as a production company, see our films as development at every stage, and not as just making the script.
Yeah.
And Sergei, are you involved at all in
It's Circe.
Seriously, sorry. Are you sorry? Are you? Did you know about the music and how the music was playing, or is that completely separate?
No, it's completely separate. At a certain point during the shooting,
We did a workshop.
I heard I heard something, but I didn't understand it. So it's only when I saw one of the.
Yeah, but I think it would have mixed up the signals to Sierse and to, well, Leonard, the DOP, he knew we were going in that direction, but also not in detail. He knew the plan, but not the actual music in detail, because they needed to focus on this one end.
I think it's better that I didn't know, because it would have influenced my acting, and it wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, the first thing was actually gospel. That was what the first thing we looked into.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But then we needed this sense of humor, kind of the big small man that starts singing. So then we
very different from gospel, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The gentleman here, you had a question.
Not so much a question. I just wanted to say that I don't really watch movies very often. It's very difficult for me to sit still for such a long period of time. But that being said, it was very captivating, and I appreciate you guys putting this together for us to enjoy. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's very good.
The lady in the back there, yes.
There were so many layers to Mette, and I just got this feeling, and maybe it's just me, but was there like postpartum depression too, and her wanting to help the woman who was abused, or was it? There were so many things that she was going through.
Yeah, but I don't think we're in the post thing. it's not a she's really struggling with her life. She's in a very difficult moment where she's always rushing and trying to look for a certain purpose in her life, and that's her thing. And when she got this kid, she doesn't want to be at home. She doesn't want to live that life. She doesn't want to be in that kind of narrow thing like everyone wants her to be. She wants to live, and when she meets up with Miller again, there she sees that that's what she's looking for. She wants to live like, not like Miller does, but she wants to take the life in her hands, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And to me, if I can do a little adding to the postnatal depression, there's so many movies about women when they're kind of not really. Oh. Did anybody get that? When women are labile, yeah, unstable. Thank you. It's so often something hormonal. It's so often something with a label. It's society right now. People are just. Some of them are lucky and they are grounded. They know what they want. They don't need religion. They don't need politics to feel a goal in their life, but many people are just running, and it's society. It's got nothing to do, in my perspective, got nothing to do with hormones being kind of off.
So in that respect, it's more universal and not female specific.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I hope it is for you as well.
It's a symptom of society in terms of expectation, and yeah.
Yeah.
One more question over here.
I just wonder if you could explain the significance of the last scene, the bus driving. I know I'm supposed to have got that, but
No, you did. Yeah.
The question is about the last scene, the significance of the bus driving.
For me, I believe very much in the Zen thing. If you wanna succeed in life, you have to be happy from yourself. The core of you has to, just be grounded. And when that's okay, then you can be a good parent. You can be a good wife. You can be a good. So we had some happy Mettes, and we had a happy Mette with her children, but it was all cheesy. So we ended up with Mette on her own, just enjoying the simple life in a honest way. So
she says earlier in the film in the script that. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Planted.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's why for me.
Yeah.
Happy endings.
Happy endings.
Yeah,
there we go.
We all live in hope.
I think there was also something with the accident that she needed some kind of job where it's the job that she can do. Another one wouldn't match with her state of being at that moment. And it's always straight on, driving the tram. It's always straight on.
Yeah.
You don't have to think.
Yeah, and there are no brakes on trams either. It's really...
Yes. On there?
No. There's this
gee, I'm not getting on a tram again.
You've been doing the driving.
I drove the tram.
Yeah.
in the center of Rotterdam. It was a great experience.
Yeah, they let go. The guy who was supposed to do the steering, he just stepped back, and she was like, "Okay."
No, not like that. Just on the button.
Oh yeah.
Esther, thank you so much for bringing the film to us. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Goossen, Circe Latham, and Esther Rots.
I have some... Keep going, hold on. Hello. I have some downloads, free downloads for Bandcamp, I think, if anyone's interested in having the whole soundtrack MP3. All right, just come and see me downstairs. Excellent. All right.
Thank you, everyone.